Good morning, students. Good morning, students.
Good morning,
So now into the class, we have to discuss with that what kinds of pattern can be mined. So far in last class, we have to discuss what kinds of data you can be mined. But now in today class, we have to discuss what kinds of patterns can be mined. So here in the mainly what kinds of patterns can be mined. Generally, you know that here we have the 5 types of functionalities of patterns you can mine. First one is the characterization and discrimination, and the second one is the mining of frequent patterns, associations, and correlations. And the third one is the classification and regression. And the fourth one is the clustering analysis. And the fifth one is the outlier analysis. So here the functionalities all are simply can represented as used to specify kinds of patterns to be found data mining task. So generally, first of all, the data mining we have to divide into two types of tasks. One is the descriptive task, and second one is the predictive task. Descriptive task characterize the properties of the data in a target data set. So, for example, the entire data we have to divide into different parts. That is simply, you can say that that is the descriptive task we have to use in data mining. And next one is the predictive category. In the predictive category, mainly predictive mining tasks perform the induction on the current data in order to make prediction. Here you have the current data, we have the prediction about the data. That is simply can we'll call it as that category is called as predictive category. Is the predictive. Okay, based on this task, you have the functionalities you have to represent it. 1 minute. So here, the entire data mining have to represent it with the two different types of tasks. First one is the descriptive and second one is the predictive. Here, the descriptive mining tasks are characterize the properties of the data in a target data set. Simply, you can represent it as you can categorize the entire task we have to divide into different properties. Second one is the predictive mining task. This is performed can induction on the current data. So present data, whatever the data you have to using for data mining, that is you have to consider. And in order to make the prediction about that data. So in future, what about the data? Like you have to using the shares in shares mainly. What is the prediction about that data? You have to represent it with the predictive task. This is two categories of it. On this, here we can represent the 5 functionalities. First one is the concept and class description, or simply can call it as characterization and discrimination. And the second one is the mining of the frequent patterns, associations, and correlations. So this is represented as second functionality. And the third one is the classification and regression. And the fourth one is the clustering analysis. So the entire data you have to represent it as a clusters. One cluster, another cluster. So you have to represent it as all the data you have to represent it as a cluster. So from this cluster data you have to represent it here. And the last one is the outlier analysis. Outlier analysis you have to represent it here. These are the functionalities of the mining system. So first first functionality is the characterization and discrimination. Characterization and discrimination mainly we have to represent it is can be described the individual classes and concepts of summarized data. Simply, you can say that this is the characterization discrimination process. Simply, you can say that characterization is summarization of the general characteristics of features of target class of data. So whatever the data you have in from various data sources, that data you have to consider, and you have to we have to summarize that data. That is simply call it as data characterization. And discrimination simply you can represent uh, discrimination is comparison of the comparing with the one class of data to another class of data. That is simply call it as discrimination. Summarizing of the data, I have to call it as characterization, and comparing between the one data, one current data to one classical data, that is class data. We have to comparing with the two data. That is simply called it as discrimination. Clear? Here, these all together, data is a characterization and discrimination. Both you have to call it as class or concept description. So here the descriptions can be derived using, first one is the data characterization. By summarizing the data of the class under the study of called is target class in general terms. So that is class or concept description. First one is the data characterization. Simply you have to summarizing the data, the class under the study. And the second one is the data discrimination by comparing the target class with one or set of compared to classes. That is simply called addition. So in class or concept description means this is the characterization and discrimination where we have to compare with this discrimination process. Both characterization and discrimination we can provided with this class or concept description. That is simply you can call it as first functionality. That is simply call it as class or concept description. For example, you have to consider in a particular company that for company information about the products we have to represent it. So that is the overall sales data we have to represent it with the class or concept descriptions. So here we can represent the data of a particular company, that company related products, summarization, total products we have to sell sold in this first quarter of the first quarter of the year, and second quarter of the year, third quarter of the year, and the fourth quarter of the year. So this is the whole what are that product you have to sold in the particular year. That is the way, that is the entire summarization you can represent it with this class or concept description. The output of this this is regarding to that characterization, and the output of the data characterization can be presented in various forms like examples, pie charts, bar charts, curves, multidimensional data cubes, multidimensional dimensional tables. So like this way you have to represent it. Whereas this is simply call it as generalized relations we have to represent it in concept and class description. Okay, that is the first functionality of the data mining kinds of patterns can be mined. That is the first functionality, that is the class or concept description, characterization and discrimination. The second process is data mining frequent items, that is the data mining frequent items and associations and correlations. First one, data mining frequent items. For example, where you have to use this functionality. For example, you have to do a particular DMart, a particular store like DMart. So most frequent items you have to sold in all the products. So that you have to represent it as one box. Easily, they have to pick easily and pick and most of the people they have to select that most frequent items list. Most frequent items you have to represent it as one box. So easily they have to pick and easily you can sell that products very fast compared to in previous. So that is the simply you can say that mining frequent patterns, that is simply you can represent this mining frequent patterns and have to association and correlations. Um, Here we can represent a frequent item set typically refers to a set of items often appear together in a transaction data set. So, example, we have to take the one example how we can most frequent items generally we have to say like milk and bread. So generally these are to have to represent it as one set. Easily they have to pick up that set data set, that product set you have to consider. Easily they have to pick and easily you can sold those products. Which are frequently bought together and grocery stores in many customers. So the frequently occurring substances such as purchase from top followed by and the memory card. Like we have to take frequent items. So second one, the another one is the in this functionality is associations. In the association analysis, simply you can call it as confidence can be represented as here in association analysis. For suppose a marketing manager of a particular company, you want to know about the which items are frequently purchased together in the same transaction. An example of such rule you have to mine from that company transactional database. So easily you can this confidence can represent most of the how much of confidence. So 50% of customers are taking that product, that is the frequent items. So that is you have to consider the considered by that manager, and you have to represent it which items are sold more frequently. Frequent items, most frequent item sets they have sold. Based on that, you have to gather that information from that company. That means the manager will have to analyze that products. That is simply call it as association analysis. So, for example, you have to take buys a particular company buys X is a computer and buys X software and support is 1% and the confidence is 50%. So support means who are based on that sellers, based on that sellers you have to some people have purchased that products, but some people are purchased their own. They have to purchase the computer as well as he may purchase the software also. That is simply call it as these are the four. These two are the frequent item sets. 50% of confidence you have to represent it. And the next one is single dimensional association rule you have to represent it. That is a computer to software. You can call it as 50%. Next one is the classification and regression analysis. Simply you can call where you have to do that is the prediction predictive analysis. This is the predictive analysis mainly you have to represent in the classification prediction. Classification is simply called it as it is a process of finding a model that describes the here how we can represent it here in this diagram it shows here see this diagram in this diagram first age of X, that is the youth, and income is very high, that you have to that type of people you have to represent it as one class, that is the A's and A low, that type of people you have to represent it as another class, that is the B class. And the third one is A's A's X, that is the middle-aged people, that you have to represent it as C class. Then A's of X, that is the senior people, you have to represent it as in the same class, that is the C class. So based on that income and there's a ages, income based on age and income, you have to represent the class. That is the classification model of the representing the various forms. So here first case is the if then else rules. So if then else rule, that is the if then rules. Rule one, rule that is the age is youth and income is high. That if then we have to find the rule, that is the class X of A. That is the if then rule. And the second one is decision tree. So in the decision tree, we have to represent it as first we have to consider the age and what is the his person age and the income. There is high or low, the classes we have to represent it. Middle-aged people of our seniors, we have to represent it as another class. That is the decision tree. So if the age is youth or middle-aged or senior, based on that condition, that appropriate box we have to select it. For example, if the age is youth, then goes to the then what is his income. So whenever we have to move this place, then so that the income, that person income is high or low, you have to check it out. If the income is high, then you have to represent it as that is the class A. If the income is low, that you have to represent it as class C. Clear? Then if the person is middle-aged, that you have to represent it as class C. So that is simply you can say that classification and regression for the predictive analysis. Here this is regarding to this decision trees, and the next one is the neural networks. Neural network, how we can represent it? For first one, based on the first one, mainly we have the two things you have to consider here. First one is the what is the age of the person and the income of the person. That is the function one and function two. Then what is the relationship between these two people? That is simply you can say that neural networks. So that is the F3 and F4 and F5. That is the which combinations we have more high, that you have to represent F3, F3, F5. And what are the classes we have to represent? That is the class A, class B, class C. So this is simply you can say that classification and regression for the predictive analysis. So classification, simply this is the classification. Classification is the process of finding the model that describes the distinguished data, classes, or concepts. What is the model here you can use? The model are derived based on the analysis of the set of the training data. For example, you have to consider how derived the model of the presenter. You can represent it here, if then rule and decision tree and neural network. So here we have to analyze the data. That is simply you can represent it as classification and regression. So next one, you can represent it here. Classification and regression. You have to take on a particular example. Suppose a sales manager of a particular company, you want to classify the largest set of items in the store based on the three kinds of responses to the salespersons: good response, mild response, and no response. For every product, you have to give the one feedback form. So it is a good product or a mild product or no response they have to give in to that about that product. So you have to classify that products. Literally the model that each of these two features of the items like price, brand, price made, type, category. The resulting classification of should be maximally distinguishing each class for the others, presenting an organized picture of the data set. So for example, you have to consider the real-time environment. You have to take the particular product like TV. So if the TV is working is very good, so we have to give the feedback about that TV, and they don't give the mild response. And here, which products are have the good response? That is, we have to represent it as class A. Which products have the mild response? That is, we have to represent it as a class B. And which products are response is you have to consider as a no response. So that is a class C. That is the way you have to classify that data. And then this is another functionality: classification and regression. And the first one is the concept and class description. Concept and class description, that is simply call it as characterization discrimination process. And the characterization and discrimination process, simply you can say that characterization is simply summarization of the data. Discrimination means comparing the data. Second one is the mining the frequent patterns, associations, and correlations. That is a frequent which items are more frequent have to sort. That mining that type of data easily can represent it. That means in real-time way, you can say that most frequently the way you have to identify mining frequent patterns. Okay, they are asking the images or videos or webs. So based on that information, you have to represent it here. That is the mining frequent patterns, associations, and correlations. In the whenever you have to consider the Google search, in the Google search, a particular keyword most frequently they have to type it by the customer, typed by the users, Google users. So that is you have to represent a mining. That is the frequent pattern you have to they have to call it. So that you have to consider here. And the next one is the classification and regression for the predictive analysis. Classification, and you can represent it as it's the process of finding the model describes and distinguish the data classes or concepts. So here data classes you have to find describe and with the classification. Generally you have to classify the data based on that relevance of analysis, regression analysis you can do. What is the regression analysis? Regression analysis is a statistical methodology that most often used for the numeric predictions, although other methods exist as well. Clear? This is regarding to that regression analysis. We have to classify the data, class A, class B, class C. That is the classification and recognition analysis. Clearly shows cluster analysis. What is the cluster analysis? How we can represent it here? The cluster analysis you have to represent it. Here we can represent the cluster analysis. Cluster analysis is the data objects without class labels. Uh, Clustering analysis. How we can analyze these data sets? Class labels of data may be simply not exists in the beginning. Clustering can be used to generate general class labels for the group of data. So, for example, here you have to see this diagram which shows how we can cluster. For example, you have to consider cluster analysis can be performed by the particular company. Customer data we have to represent it. Here we have to represent the customer data, identify the homogeneous subprograms subprograms of customers. So in this diagram we shows the data. These are customers. A particular reason customers belongs to a particular the particular all the customer this reason customers will have to consider as a one class. Have the customers about a particular company. So all the customers information you have to collect it, and those customers information you have to represent it as a particular area you have to consider as a one cluster. Similar way another area. Like this way, clusters have to take consider from a particular company and data some subpopulations of customers. These clusters may represent the individual target groups or marketing. These figures are shows customers with the respect to the customer locations of the city. The three clusters of the data points are represented here. This is regarding to that another functionality of the data mining, that is the cluster analysis. Next one is the outlier analysis. In the outlier analysis, simply we can say that a data set may contain the objects that do not compare with the general behavior outliers. So, for example, they don't have the compare the different behavior data objects are called outliers or noise and exceptions. Some applications you have to represent the analysis of outlier data is referred to as outlier analysis anomaly mining. Outliers may be detected using the statistical test that assume the distribution of the probability model for the data, and using distance measures where the objects that are removed from any other cluster are considered outliers. So this is regarding to the outlier. What is the example for the outlier analysis? See here, and the outlier analysis can be performed of a particular company. Fraudulent usage of the credit cards by the detecting the purchases of unusual large amounts of given account number in comparison to the regular charges. That is simply you can say that that is the outlier analysis. So here this is regarding to the outlier analysis. See here. This is the outlier analysis, and the last one is the evaluation analysis. So evaluation analysis, actually you can represent it as this analysis describes the model regulatories or trends to objects whose behavior changes over time. Although this may include the characterization and discrimination, association, correlation analysis, and classification, prediction, clustering of time related data, distinct features of such analysis. So here in this mainly we can represent the model's regular behaviors. Irregular behavior we can represent the outlier analysis. Regular behavior we can represent the evaluation analysis. That is these are the functionalities. First one is the what are the functionalities, what are the patterns, data patterns you can be mined. So these are the patterns can be mined. First one is the class and concept description, and the second one is the frequent patterns, association analysis, and correlation analysis. And the third one is you can represent it as classification and regression. And the fourth one is the cluster analysis. And the fifth one is outlier analysis. And sixth one is the evaluation analysis. These are the six type of functionalities can be mined in various data patterns mined in data mine. All simply here you can represent it. Are all of the patterns are interesting? Okay, clear. These all patterns. Data mining system is the potential results of even millions of patterns or rules. Patterns, maybe you have to represent it. A number of patterns you have to represent it in data mining. So here you can represent it as objective measures of the pattern interestingness. So generally, based on that, what is the output? Based on that output, some of the people are interesting. Some of the people they have to interesting on the subject to interest. That is the main motto of these patterns are interesting. For example, you have to take the some of the people they want to learn Python. This is subject interesting. Some of the people they have working on their the Python, you can design number of applications. So based on that application, they have to interesting here. Patterns are interesting. Interesting about the objective measures of the patterns interestingness of the. So here this is the pattern interestingness. These are the patterns you have to. These patterns are can be mined in data mine. These are the six functionalities, and patterns are very much interesting for the people. And the last one is the technologies. Which technologies we have to use in data mining? So here you have to use the different types of technologies we have to use in data mining. First one is the technologies. What type of technologies here we have to use? Two types of technologies we have to use. Not only these two, and also you have to more types of technologies you have to use. In statistical related programming, you can use the data mining like statistics related related data. Nowadays also you can using these statistical databases. That is from use the statistical data mining allows the techniques from the many domains, not only statistics, database systems, data warehouse, learning, applications, pattern recognition, visualization, algorithms, high performance computing. So that all are we have to represent. Those all are domains adopted by the data mining. So here you can represent the machine learning. So generally, what are the technologies you have to use in data mining? Here you have to use the four types of technologies you have to use. First one is the statistical data. So from the statistical databases we have to consider. And the second one is the machine learning. Machine learning we have to represent in artificial intelligence. Mainly we have to represent this machine learning. Here you can discuss with that in machine learning, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi-supervised learning, active learning. These all classification methods you have to use it in machine learning. These all methods you have to use it in data mining. And the third one is mainly you can use another type of technology you have to use. First one is the statistics, second one is the machine learning, and the third one is database systems and data warehouse. So you all of you know that what is a database? Simply you have to collecting the data, and data we have to store into that memory locations. So in the database systems, we have the different types of database systems. We have relational database system, object-based database system, geographical database systems. So you have the different types of database systems you have. From those, all these database systems, you have to represent it, represented in multidimensional cubes like data warehouse. So these all we have to. These are the technologies, maybe how we have to database systems we have to use, and from that data we have to arrange it into the data warehouse. That is the technology also you can use it in data mine. That is the database systems and data warehouse. And the last one is the information retrieval. Generally, we have to call it as IER. That is the information retrieval. This is the science of the information retrieval is the science of searching and for documents or information in documents. So simply you can say that information retrieval means searching the information from documents. Simply call it as IR. Generally nowadays most of the people working on under computers, working under different projects based on this information retrieval. These are the technologies you have to use in data mining. If you have any doubts regarding to this one up to now, what type of patterns can be mined, and what are the technologies you have to use in data mining? So already so far we have discussed what are the patterns can be mined. Patterns can be mined data mining. First one is the first entire the data mining. First we have to divide into two types of tasks. One is the descriptive task, and the second one is the predictive task. Descriptive task means so the entire data we have to arrange it in a particular order. Predictive task means current data we have to consider and we have to predicate the results. That is the predictive task. So based on using this task, we have to represent the 6 functionalities. What are they? First functionality is the class or class class description, and the second one is simply you can call it as class or concept description. Simply call it as characterization and discrimination. And the second one is mining frequent patterns and association and correlations. And the third one is classification and regression. And the fourth one is the cluster analysis. Fifth one is outlier analysis, and sixth one is the evolution analysis. These are the six type of functionalities we have to use. Patterns can be mined. And the next concept is what are the technologies you have to use in data mining. Mainly in these are the technologies we have to use in data mining. First one is statistics. So nowadays, most of the data in the form of statistics only. How you can say that? For example, you have to consider a particular database. How many users you have to view the particular image or particular video or particular document. How many people they have to view that image or document or video. That is the way. That is the statistical information you have to do. Really, it shows. So most of the nowadays, most of the people have to summarizing the data with the number of views on. Okay, that is the statistical information data we have to bring. That's the reason generally we have to use the statistical databases. In the statistical databases, uh, statistical database, this statistical database related technology we have to use in data mining. And the second one is the statistical data we have to presenting. Next one is the machine learning. Machine learning, how can the machine learning means mainly we have to use this machine learning in artificial intelligence. In the machine learning, investigates how computers can learn based on that data. The main research area of the computer programs is automatically learn to recognize the complex patterns for the making the intelligent decisions based on data. So here generally this machine learning are artificial intelligence related, supervised learning, unsupervised learning, semi-supervised learning, active learning. So this is a predicate and descriptive related data. You have to represent this semi and unsupervised and supervised and active learnings. And the third technology we have to use, that is the database systems and data warehouses. So you know the databases in before 1950s, they have to store the data into the files. But later, once the databases you have to implementing, you have to store the information in tables of a particular in databases. So here after that, the relationship between the tables we have to represent it in the relational database systems. So all the geographical data you have to store into this geographical databases, statistical databases, object-based databases. So all the databases nowadays we have multimedia databases. So from all these databases, you can use it in data mining as well as data warehouses. So in all these databases, we have the inconsistent data. All these databases consist of inconsistent data. So repeated data also available in that database. So you have to clean this inconsistent data as well as repeated data. You have to clean by using the data cleaning method of data mining, and you have to arrange it in a particular data warehouse. And the last one is the another technology we have to use in information retrieval. So to searching a particular information retrieval. So this is simply call it as information retrieval. These are the technologies we have to use in data mining. So in next class, we'll continue the what kinds of applications can be representing in data mining. What is the efficiency of major issues? What are the major issues of data mining? We'll discuss in next class. Okay. So in the first unit, mainly we have to discuss. First one is the what kinds of data you have to store in data mining, what kinds of patterns, and what is the architecture of the data mining. So these are the three. These are the three concepts are very important from the first unit, data mining. Okay. Please wait a few minutes. We'll take the attendance. Total data like that. Thank you. Thank you. We'll continue in next class.